From November 14th to 21st, we're inviting you to join us for a powerful trip to Ghana. This isn't just a vacation. This is a chance to walk through the same places where many of our people were captured, held, and shipped off into slavery. So don't wait. Secure your spot today. We're making history by walking through it. Will you be with us?
Bill Gates says he is going to be giving out most of his wealth, which is about $200 billion, to Africa. Some people might be thinking, wow, what an incredible man. What a generous man. My question to Bill Gates is, why Africa? Why majority of your money is it going to the people of Africa and not your own people? According to reports, the Microsoft founder Bill Gates said most of his fortune will be spent on improving health and education services in Africa over the next 20 years. Bill Gates said by unleashing human potential through health and education, every country in Africa should be on a path to prosperity. Bill Gates also said that when he dies, he doesn't want to hear people say he died a rich man. By the way, even though he's saying he's going to give out 99% of his wealth in the next 20 years, he's still going to be a billionaire. Don't forget that, okay? But secondly, Bill Gates, that have been pushing and advocating to exist in the future and to have harmony with the earth, the human population should be controlled in some way, and we need to do something about it. A person that can openly talk about that, to come to Africa. By the way, this speech was given in Ethiopia, in the African Union headquarter office, because it is found in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. For the same man to claim that most of his wealth will go to Africa for healthcare. He also talked about how his dream, his vision, his mission is to see an African woman be healthy and then she gets pregnant healthy. So after she gives birth, even the baby will be healthy, and the first 4 years will be when he really wants to focus on and help, because he knows that's the most crucial time. And that's how he wants to help us Africans. And that's where his wealth is going to go to. Because, as I said, he is a philanthropist. He cares about the world. And he keeps mentioning this because I believe he also said this during another speech. And he said what he's passionate about is the healthcare system in Africa, the education system, and agriculture. Let's look at what Bill Gates has been doing in his own country, the United States, when it comes to healthcare. US has one of the highest rates, the most expensive place to get healthcare in the world. That's his country. How come he hasn't done anything to help? And he's one of the richest men in the US. How come he hasn't helped in that regard in the US? He says he's passionate about agriculture. If you're passionate about agriculture, how come you haven't fed the people? How come the people in the US right now, the complaints is that they're not getting organic food because of all the stuff, the GMO, the chemicals that they put that are hurting the people? How come you're not helping in that way of making sure that the people in America are fed properly? But that's not what you're doing. You're actually buying land. And I believe I heard somewhere that he owns a lot of land. One of the majority holders of land in the US is Bill Gates. So how come we haven't seen the results, the fruits of your labor, what you've been trying to do about those passions that you have and the care that you have for the humankind, human race? But now it seems like, and this is what he said, he wants majority of his money to come to Africa within the next 20 years so he can help in healthcare and education, nutrition in Africa. I don't know. I'm not really sure about this because there's so much he could have done right now, he should have done. And let's not even get into the other side of the story, we hear about what he's funding, what his foundations are up to, because that is going to make it a longer video. But let's just focus on what he's saying right now. The passion that he has for Africa health and agriculture and education. Let's talk about how he's talking with governments in Africa where they're agreeing to give him a patent where now it affects the farmers on the ground in a horrible way. But not just the farmers, the consumers, because of the indigenous plants and fruits and seeds that we have. We can go on and on and on, but some people seem to really appreciate what he's trying to do, because Mozambique's former First Lady said this about Bill Gates. The former First Lady, Gracia Machel, welcomed his announcement, and she said, "This came in a moment of crisis. We are counting on Mr. Gates' steadfast commitment to continue walking this path of transformation alongside us," end quote. She is saying that he's going to be our savior. This is the perfect time that he's committing to giving out his majority wealth to Africa. Let me leave it to you, fam. Tell us down below what your thoughts are about this story, about Bill Gates. Do you believe that his wealth actually is most of it is going to be invested in Africa? And if so, do you think it's going to do more